microphone, probably. So yeah, this was taken by Jennifer, who's recording at the back. She's currently working on a series of films, a series of 12 films about female artists, of which I'm one, so that's why she's filming today as well. And she's captured finally a decent headshot of me. I'm probably at I'm on the early stages of my art practice. I do like to point out that I'm a craft-based practitioner. I like to make stuff. I'm a bit of a bowerbird in terms of what I collect, make and do. I have a tendency to sort of collect objects and let them speak to me in their own time. So I've just got a whole lot of different things I've been working on, of things that I've worked on sort of over time. So I'll flip through them and just talk about what I do and how I make. So I've had a pretty good run so far. So I started my practice in about 2012. I've come out of a fashion design background. I studied at RMIT in the early 90s. I've had about 20 years in the fashion industry, and I'm still active in the industry now. And I just hit a point in terms of my career professionally where I didn't feel like I was being creative anymore. So, and I had this overwhelming desire to make. So in about 2008, 2009, I decided to go back to art school. And I didn't want another degree, I just wanted to make stuff. So initially I thought I wanted to paint. But I don't know, something sort of happened along the lines. I started looking at more different techniques, playing around with different materials, and I found I really loved printmaking and I really love sculpture, and I love drawing still. You know, much to the chagrin of my Malaysian Chinese parents, where apparently you couldn't earn a living out of being an artist. I somehow ended up there at the end of the day anyway. So I've had, you know, a pretty good run so far. I've been awarded a prize with, they sort of created a prize for me in the emerging artists area for the Craft Victoria Awards last year, so that was a bit of a surprise. I've been invited to show at quite a few different places. So it's been, you know, it's been a pretty good ride so far, and I've kind of thoroughly enjoyed it. And having the opportunity to actually have a residency in a space like the Australian Tapestry Workshop has been phenomenal for me. This is the first residency I've actually had, so it's kind of like a tick off the list. It was something I wanted to do for quite a while. So I remember installing at the Earring Station and Sculptural Awards a couple of years back, and talking to one of the artists there who was installing outside, and just, you know, I think that everyone who knows me in here knows that I love to have a chat with all and sundry. So I started chatting to her about what she was doing and, you know, her experience. She said, oh, you know, there's a residency you can apply for, the Australian Tapestry Workshop. It's fantastic. I think you'll really enjoy it. So that ended up on my radar. It's something I sort of want to do, and I'm really glad I applied for the residency. So, yeah, it's just been a great opportunity for me in terms of just having a space to work out of that's not my home, or not I'm still active in the fashion industry, or just a commercial studio. So just a space to do that. I always say that having your own art practice is very insular. So actually having to get up, get dressed out of my pyjamas and leave the pets at home and interact with people has been really good for me. And just seeing different ways of working, looking at different techniques, looking at just the space has been extraordinary. So it's been really eye-opening for me, and just seeing I suppose it's just the interaction with different people, different practices, just for me, seeing the scale at which the team in here work and how they work as a team has been great. Also, all the colours of the yarn, it's like Candyland in here. I've sort of, my practice is based on reusing old things, and so I've ended up just raiding the kind of waste yarn cupboards in here, and all the leftover warp yarns, and I haven't even touched the shelves that are over there behind you of all the new yarns, because I've been distracted by what's been in the cupboards. So for me, it's been an opportunity just to work on my practice and develop ideas in a space where I don't have, I'm not working on a particular thing, one or the other. And I suppose it's just been an opportunity to just have a play with different materials and see what's going on, just respond to the space. So a lot of my work there is a textile element to it, so it's been a nice tie-in. So I've been able to use bits and pieces from what's been in here and use them in different shows and things like that. So currently I'm working on some embroideries, and I've also sort of ended up just absconding with bits of yarn and things for different projects that I've been working on. So these are some pieces that are up in Sydney at the moment at Labour Contemporary. They're a gallery that represent me up there. And there's, other works that I've sort of worked on through the last couple of years. So this is just sort of a, kind of a lookbook of everything that I've been working on. So this is me in situ. So again, another image that's been captured by Jennifer. Thank you. These are my studio assistants that I've had to leave at home, so they're normally the ones that are critiquing my work. That's Bibi, she's the Persian, and Lulu, the Wonder Dog, who is a Shar-Pei. They're both rescues, so they are my biggest critics. The cat likes to walk across my work when I leave it on the table. And she's also quite liked some of the yarn I've taken home because I've made little pom-poms for her as well. So this is what I've been doing while I've been in here. Initially, I just said let me learn yarn and have learnt how to weave while I've been in here at a very basic level, and also just had fun making pom-poms. So there's an example of one of the weavings I've done while I've been here. I've also played around with some embroideries using the waste yarns as well. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that. That was just a little bit of play. This is a piece I'm working on at the moment. I've just finished the embroidery today. Yes. And it will be part of a show probably in November at the Bayside Gallery. So that hasn't been entirely announced yet in terms of what the show is about or anything, but it'll be part of this show, which will go from November until January. Currently I've got work that's in the window walk as well, that's part of Craft Kid Festival. So that piece is actually an older piece that had been shown at Erie Station before, but these were two new pieces, and some of the materials and some of the work was done while I was in here as well. So some of the paper was rolled and sewn while I was in here. A lot of the paper pleating was done while I was in here, and there's on the branches of the dog's head the thread and the yarn is from the tapestry workshop as well. So it's some of the waste yarn that's being used. And then also as part of Craft Victoria as well, there's another exhibition that's a teapot showcase as well. It's on at the moment, so there's an opening event for that on Thursday the 6th of September. And currently I also have another show on, so I've been quite busy. I didn't expect to be so busy and so tied up with different events this time of year. I actually planned for this residence to be what I expected to be a quiet time of year for me, where I was just going to be concentrating on making, and I actually thought I was going to be in here a lot more than I have been. But I've currently got a show on at the Town Hall Gallery in Hawthorne, and it closes on the 26th, so it's sort of like the last opportunity to catch it. There's a couple of flyers up there as well, but it was basically a commissioned show that was responding to the historic items within their collection. So I basically got to research and raid their archive and respond to work and respond to it that way and make work. So these are some of the pieces that have come out of that particular commission. And just one more show. Something I said yes to, so it's just a blank canvas, which is part of the Melbourne Spring Fashion Week. show, which will be at Lord Coconut in the city as well, and concept drawing for Eurostation Sculpture Prize, which will open in October. So that's pretty much me until the end of the year.
Okay. Questions or comments before on how very busy schedule?
Yeah.
There was a map that showed the streets of Melbourne. There was a craft show.
Oh yes, that's sorry. I didn't tell you what that was. Kathleen Syme. So it's the window walk. I've taken part in that a couple of years in a row. Craft Victoria's always been a great supporter of me, and I've always been a great supporter of craft. And this event is actually part of Craft Kid as well that you're attending. So I am at the Kathleen Syme Library Community Centre, so that's in Faraday Street in Carlton. There's also some flyers on the table up there as well, so there's a map there. So there's, it's actually quite good. You can plan a walk around and see all the other works as well. So they pair you up with a business in the city. They pair an artist up with a business in the city, and it's a way of bringing sort of craft works into a different environment where they're not normally seen. So this is about the third or fourth year I've done it. So they've paired me up with a paper shop in the past in De Grave Street. Another time prior to that, I showed at Reading's bookstore in the State Library as well. So and you never know where you end up or who you end up with, and it's always a real challenge because you're not showing in a traditional gallery space. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Oh, yeah. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the entire team at the Australian Tapestry Workshop, because it's coming to the end of my residency at the end of the month. So I've had a wonderful time, and I've really pushed the limits in terms of my inappropriate conversations and also the amount of time I've spent in here. So thank you very much.